Good morning. This is Laura from the Yarn Closet in Tucson, Arizona. I know you're all saying, "Where's Kitty?" Because everybody wants Kitty. She will be in the second part of this podcast. Magnus, be quiet. I'm Yarn Closet AZ on Instagram. You can reach me at TheYarnCloset.com. I've also got the Yarn Closet over on Patreon, where you can support the podcast, or just follow me for free and see the different things I podcast over there. It's a little bit more bloggy, and we put out some pattern content, some instructional content. We hope anyway. It's been an exhausting fall and summer, and life is crazy, so we do the best we can. But like I said, you will see Kitty in the second half of this podcast. So the fun thing about the October podcast is that we do the quarterly prize winners. And as it turns out, I have two. So let me show you those first, because why not? That's fun. Okay. The first winner is Carla Bavoset. She is going to get the Girls Sew Sheepy, and she has YouTube as Girls Sew Sheepy, all one word, sew, S-E-W. So here are her bags. This is an interesting little Halloween-inspired bag, is what I'm calling it. And so Carla will receive her Growly Bear balm, all natural from Arizona, a sock darner made by my husband, braille stitch markers with love, and a lovely little case. I find those so handy. A Patton's Croy sock tube. I'm doing commercial sock tubes this prize giveaway just to show everybody that they're great on the sock machine too. These really stand up. I think they have a little bit more nylon content, but once they're washed and dried, they bloom. And I think that this is a lovely tube in very Halloween-y colors, and that was the theme for this prize winner. That is Magnus rolling around on the ground making noise, because he's a noise maker. You get your thank you card, blank background so you can put notes in your bag. You get a travel soak yarn wash in the yuzu scent, and a knitchats.com gauge ruler. Oh my God. I will talk more about those later. Oh my God. So that is for Carla Bavoset. And what else is in there? Our second winner is from Bulgaria, Mihaela, and her last name is hyphenated. It's Edriva Velkariva. She gets a Fat Squirrel bag. Oh my gosh, don't you love this? This is the sock large, and she gets the Look With Your Heart First podcast card. Hold on, gotta repack. Oh, Magnus, knock it off. A lovely wooden cup that you can put crochet hooks, scissors, odds and ends in. My husband made it. The unscented Growly Bear. A Chow Goo Twist Shorties Combo Pack in 2.25 because I think they work well with the sock tubes. If you have other ChiaoGus, interchangeables, they won't work because this is a smaller needle. Cable needle connection is smaller. So what you get is you get a 2-inch needle tip and a 3-inch needle tip, and you get a 5-inch cable and a 6-inch cable. So you can make anything from a 9-inch circular all the way, a 9, a 10, 11, a 12. And the thing I find fun for using these, like to do a sleeve, if you use one of the small tips and one of the large tips, you know, you're using, in the circular, you're always using the same tip to work. So sometimes I'll use the bigger tip as my working tip just for a little bit more, I don't know, old lady hand grippy niceness. The braille stitch markers in the stitch marker case, that's a heart. A bath bomb. And once again, a Croy. This is in blues to go with the bag. Sock tube. It is striped and speckled, and I like it. And you can definitely, you can't make knee highs out of these sock tubes, but if you add your own heels, toes, and cuffs in an alternating color, you can make a longer set of socks. You can definitely make shorties that are like Rose City Rollers or slightly taller. I am a personal fan of shorties because of where I live and how my life is, that I'm home a lot. Now, here's the thing. This is an Amy Beth Fat Squirrel bag. This is the, I'm pretty sure this is either the Sock or the Sock Plus. To be honest, I don't remember. I contacted Amy, but I did it last minute, like yesterday and this morning. So if I get some more information on this, I'll pop it in later in the podcast because I'm learning how to edit and combine now. But I gotta say, I bought an Amy Beth bag about a year ago. And other than my Laura Mates design bag from Etsy with the clear heavy plastic bottom, I love her bags. And I've got a few others, but I love these bags. And one of the reasons is the sturdy zipper, the removable handle. Because a lot of times I'll carry my bags this way, or this bag is in another bag. And you know what I do with this? This is a handle from another Amy Beth. And the thing that I love about her zippers is if you look, this is a really sturdy zipper. There is a slight separation, you know, the metal, but it is super sturdy. I had gotten this bag, and I think everybody has seen these at Michael's and Joann's. And I love it because I love how long it is. I love that it's got the yarn feeders. But the zipper was so thin and poorly done that I lost the tab almost immediately. What is left of the little metal top is like very separated, and I'm very cautious about using it because I won't carry it by here. I'll carry it by here. I don't think you're ever going to have that problem with Amy's. But this is the Sock or the Sock Plus. And the thing that she does that some bag people don't really do, I've seen a lot of them who have smaller bags and then like totes, you know, like the tote style bags. Okay, to me, I don't want to carry my stuff in an open, huge top. I want the top closed, whether it's drawstring, snaps, or a zipper. I want it closed. So Amy does bigger style bags. I forgot this is another bag that I got from her. So you've got, see, this one can actually fit like a sweater for me. Granted, I'm not a big lady. Most of my sweaters have 3 to 4 skeins. But I love this size. I love this size because I like my bags to be roomier. I don't like it all bunched up. I feel like I get snags when it's too tight in the bag. And a lot of the sock size bags, that's too small for me. I want something bigger. That's why I love that sheep size bag for socks for me, because it's bigger than most of the other sock bags that I've gotten. And so for my birthday, which was the end of September, when I officially turned 48, I know I've been talking about 48 for a few months now, because I do that. I splurged on one of her big. I believe this is the Aran size sweater bag. Okay, sorry about that microphone business. But do you people see this? I mean, I knew it was going to be big, but let me just put it by something to give you scale. Do you see this? Do you see this? Now, here's the fun part. You need to just shut your little dog mouth. And this is a really heavy duty thing. Okay. So I just unzipped this bag. Do you want to see everything that's in this bag? Here's another Amy Beth. Here is a Mrs. Brown's tote that I put snaps on. That's 2 projects in this bag in other bags. Here is a big plastic bin with another sweater in it. And a sweater quantity of yarn for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 other huge projects. 2 of 3 of, oh my God, all of these projects are sweaters. I have 4 sweater projects in this gargantuan Aran bag. And you know why I love this better than the tote? Because it's got a zipper. I love this. So I wanted to show you that because it's craziness. It's crazy craziness. And she has her own website. You have to watch the podcast to find out when she's posting things. However, because she sells out really fast, and most of her updates are done Friday nights. When she has a sewn to order update, it can be on there for a couple of weeks because she'll just leave it open for a while and then shut it off. Let me rephrase that. At least a week, because I just ordered yesterday another bag from a sewn to order that she's had up for about a week now. And I was really thrilled to see that there were a couple that were still open. I just like her bags. I like the double layered, totally washable, lovely handles. The handles are even washable. Some of my other handles would get more gunky than the bag, but they weren't washable. I love her price points. I think they're totally legit. You're going to look at some of them like that Aran bag and say, oh my gosh. However, when you realize that I had 4 sweater projects in there, I mean, you could put all your stuff if you're going on a long vacation and that's your carry-on and you're not losing any of your stuff because that's gargantuan and you can bring it with you. Oh my God, I love it. I love her fabrics. She does seasonal stuff. She does other fun prints. She's got a great sense of fabric. And I just love her. I love her podcast. She's a riot. She's honest. She's got integrity. Okay, I just got the information from Amy Beth, and I will insert this. So things are going to look choppy and weird, but deal with it, people. Deal with it. She makes these sizes at these price points. Sock Plus, which, like I said, is what I like, which is what that sheep bag is, and it's lovely. It's one skein project, no problem. She does, no, that's not what I have. The sheep is the large wedge. Okay, so she does a Sock Plus, so it's a little bit bigger than the regular sock. I had one once, gave it away. She does a large wedge for up to 3 skeins, $39. The Sock Plus is $31. She does a sweater bag, which will hold up to 6 skeins at $49. I don't have that size yet. I want that size. I want like 4 of that size. But want and need are 2 different things. Then she does the Aran sweater bag, the bag that held 4 of my sweater projects, for $63. And she does charge shipping, but it's reasonable. It's totally reasonable. And for things that are in stock that she's selling, you get them fast. And even for her make-to-order bags, it's still very fast. I mean, I've done some other make-to-order bags, and it's taken 3 months to get them. Hers are, the last one I did that was 4 to 6 weeks, I had it right at that 4-week mark. So she sent it out before even that 4-week mark. So she is fabulous. The quality is wonderful. Dealing with her is wonderful. She's so smart. I love listening to all of her stuff. It drives me nuts that I can't just read things. Like I can't just read the news, and I can't keep as up to date on stuff as I want to. I really have to pick and choose what I read. And yes, I have a lot of things read to me from electronics. But people, it is not the same. So there you go. And a quick tidbit, Grandpa Ed is doing just fine. He was put on a different medication that made him a little wonky today, and now no issues. So hallelujah for that. Thank God my mother was a nurse and can catch these things early and deal with them. So thank you. I will cut this in, and we will have a section with Kitty also. P for Prudence. And what I did is I got this is a very small hair binder. It's not the regular size, it's the small size. And did 2 funky little sparkle. Okay, people, this is the 4th sweater I've made for her this fall. She didn't like any of the other ones. I made the other ones so she could wear them at school, but there wasn't enough of an extra bling to it. She's a very blingy, pink, sparkly unicorn girl. And tough as nails, and if she's not a marksman shot by the time The bugger about this is I was very concerned about how much yarn I would have. So I did thinner cuff here, and here, button band stuff, and then I was going to do a thicker ribbed down here. But crochet ribbing is not the same as knit ribbing. I don't like it as much. And I will show you the crocheted ribbing that I did. So I ended up just doing a thicker band at the waist. I think she's going to wear this tonight when she goes out with Grandma and Grandpa. So that's adorable. And like I said, this was Junkyard Yarns that I got off of D-Stash. And how much did I have left? And I had this much left out of the 2 skeins. So I'll probably make her some fingerless mitts out of that. But here's the crocheted ribbing And what I ended up deciding is that had I put this on the bottom of the sweater and I didn't attach it, and I should have attached it because I would have realized my mistake earlier on, and I would have frogged it and started over, and I would have had time to finish. I made it too long. So I thought about folding it in half and sewing it to the bottom of the sweater, and that would give a nice curved, like a tubular bind-off edge. But I just didn't like it as much. So that's crocheted ribbing, and this is a single crocheted ribbing. You can get thinner and wider using different stitches. And I do tend to do most of my kids' sweaters in crochet just because it's a lot faster. And I am thrilled to have found something that is supposedly going to look like stockinette, but using crochet. And it works very good in the round, not so well on flat pieces. So I'm going to try that. And now I have never liked how this neckline sleeveless thing is. It's too bumpy here. This didn't work out. So I'm thinking about taking this apart and using this and trying to crochet with it and see if I can't get the stockinette to look right. Because wouldn't that be fun and exciting? Totally fun and exciting. I'm trying to speak loudly. Yeah, so if I'd had more time, I think I would have done a shorter ribbing and attached it because it was what I wanted. But, you know, she's 4. She doesn't care. It's got a P and sparkles. And it's pink. Rainbow pink. So then the next project is, Magnus, just knock it off. This sweater. I know, I'm so close, but I'm still just not done. I'm so close. I just need to sit down and finish it. So maybe this weekend. Oh, you want to know one other thing I did? So I went through and I made a bunch of little notions pouches. I mean, this is just a reusable thing I got. And put needles and scissors and tape measures and all different kinds of things into a bunch of little notions bags so that I can just grab one if I'm trying to put together a project on the go quickly, instead of constantly hunting through, okay, where are these stitch markers? Where is that? Where is that? So 2 projects that were in that bag. Here's the bucket. I have done absolutely nothing on this. And sadly, it's been cool weather this week, but I was trying to finish that pink one for my daughter. So this is going to be more of a tunic style. I'm going to knit it all the way up, hold stitches for the neckline, knit over, then knit it back down. I'm going to seam on the sides and put a ribbed sleeve, short sleeve. I just like short sleeve. And I don't think I will ever make another sweater like this, because as much as I want some of these solid colors, this is just boring to knit for me. I mean, I love the feel of it, but it just seems like it's taking forever to make headway, but I know I'm almost at the point to split for my neck. So I need to just be monogamous. Everyone says monogamy in knitting gets you somewhere faster in the end. I somewhat wonder if that isn't true in life also. Oh, and let me just say, I have noticed some of the bag people are making bigger bags, but once again, a lot of them are tote style. Now, I like the tote style that also have the drawstring, but I just love Amy Bess. I like the shape because I like it wider versus taller, This is the only tall bag I actually kind of like. So that was 3 projects. Where's the 4th one? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it was this one. Duh. Oh my God, this is totally funny. So I'm making a pair of socks for a boy in my daughter's class. When I make socks for littles, I don't put heels in them. Now, the one interesting thing I did here, and I have it marked so I can redo it, is to get a more curved umbrella style toe, I decreased here and in the middle of these. Like a lot of my decreases, the ladders are too big. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I just sewed it close. I don't think you can tell, but it's a more rounded toe. But like I said, there's no heel, so as he grows, and these are pretty thick. This is, it's German. I think it's opal, 6-ply, so it should last. Okay. I love the gauge on this. I love how it looks, love how it worked. Because everyone's telling me part of the problem with my personal socks and me going through them quickly is because I don't have a dense enough gauge. So then I started this one. You've already seen it because you're not blind. I can feel it. But I was so kind of out of it. The last couple weeks have been tough. Let's be honest. I don't know if there's going to be an easy week from this point out. I mean, it could be tough for the next few years. I just don't know. Do you see this? There is half a stitch to a stitch difference in my gauge. I don't know why. I am usually not that inconsistent. And I usually am a tighter knitter or crocheter. So I don't know what happened. But you know what? He's 4. He's not going to care. So I am just going to finish this one, hopefully today when I'm volunteering later, if I volunteer later. My stepdad's at the doctor's right now. That's why Kitty is not during the front part of this podcast. So that's my 4 projects that were in. Oh, no, that was the 3 projects. The 4th one's in here. But I could have fit all 5 of them in here. Isn't this fabulous? I mean, it's a sturdy gusset. She always uses darker colors, so you don't feel bad about setting it down. So I have 2 of these Mineville Wool Project skeins. These are Super Sock 9010s. They're 120 grams, and you get 400 yards. So it's not fingering. It's more of a sport. It's somewhere in between fingering and sport, okay? I have a very hard time when I see a skein figuring out what it's going to look like when you actually use it. I think what I've come to realize is that most of them are going to be speckled unless it says in there that it's self-striping. And so then I caked this one up. And I think it's going to look like a gray Christmassy sweater. And I'm okay with that. And why I picked this is I want to see if using something like this as my base actually keeps me more engaged during the stockinette part. And then I have 3 small skeins of fingering in these 3 colors that I think I can do a little color work with. So So the progress on that will be interesting. I have actually made my goal. Ooh. That's kind of annoying, but who cares? Of 4 sweaters this year. Because I never specified crocheted or knit. Because I've never actually crocheted a raglan before this year. Because it took me knitting one to realize I could crochet one pretty easily. So I did the bulky. I did Kitty's worsted cardigan. I did my green sweater. That's 3 knit sweaters. And I have done 2 blue sweaters for sisters, another blue sweater, another white sweater, and this pink sweater. So I've done 5 crocheted sweaters. And then I have 2 other started sweaters, one that's 40% done and one that's 90% done. So I'll probably finish the 90 before the end of the year, maybe the other one. And I'm going to make a valiant effort from this point forward to be more monogamous, to just be more monogamous. One of the things I have found that has helped me is jumping into and finishing a quick tube. Okay, like taking a sock tube and making it into a thin cowl. I really love doing that. It was really fun to do it on the hat machine because they were so much thicker, but I'm good with wrapping it more times around to get the cowl thing, because especially in figuring, it's not super bulky in my opinion, and I don't like it super tight here. I want there to be a little bit. I misread my ruler when I was trying to do this. This was going to be a pair of socks that didn't have a heel for me. So I cranked these on the sock machine, but I did this little eyelet design. This is a folded hem with an eyelet design. That's pretty easy. And then I just put in this heel to make it better. I tried to do something different, and then my sewing together was like totally stupid. So this just, I mean, at some point I will rip this out and rip it back and put in a toe. But I'm so frustrated by how many of my socks have worn through this year, and the emotional strain of what's been going on in our lives and my eye strain is exhausting. And so a lot of times when it is the evening and I want to do the knitting, I can't do anything that I have to kind of think about. And if I have to really, I just can't. I'm just done. That's why I've been crocheting so much more, because when I'm done, I can still crochet much easier with a larger hook by feel than I can knit. So I am figuring out a way to do some faux ribbing on the sock machine so that I can make quickly those fingerless mitts for the kids in my daughter's class. And then I'm going to crochet hearts and put them on there for Valentine's Day. But this, I think, is close to being a good size that would fit her. I'm going to check it. I haven't checked it on her yet. Of course, I dropped a stitch. That's annoying. So one end is going to be folded, and then the other end, I'm going to finish with some ribbing. I'm just going to put my needle in back a ways and do some actual ribbing, not this faux ribbing from the machine. You know, I had a thought a moment ago, and I was going to share it with you. And I knew it had to do with something back here. Oh! So I did sell the hat machine to a woman who got it and was thrilled. She knew what she was doing. She immediately cranked out 3 hats. We were good to go. I'd explained to her the situation. She said that other woman was just nutty or didn't have experience with machines because it was in perfect shape. She's like, you expect a machine to have some dings on the powder coating and scratches if you're using it, and you want a machine that's been used so you know it works. And then, because I never rib on my hat machine, I pulled the ribber off and posted it on a couple of other groups that this woman's not in, so I wouldn't be harassed. And I was able to sell the ribber arm and the ribber dial, because honestly, people, I don't want to buy more yarn because I have like 1, 2, 3, I have like 4 of those cubes full of yarn. Now I want some different yarn to do different things, but I don't want to buy more because I think we buy a lot of stuff and have a lot of stuff, and it bugs me. And if I know I'm not going to use something, I want it to be used and loved. I'm not the one who's going to put up her wedding dishes and only use them at Christmas. I never got wedding dishes. I got a tree saw for my first wedding. We used it. So that makes me really, really happy. And the spinning is not going real well. I think I'm going to keep the spinning stuff because I think I'll do that someday. I think the tactileness of that will be really rewarding. But I just think I have to get past this hump. Okay. One of the things I found recently that's going to help with this hump is knitchats.com. Kitty hasn't seen this yet. So my mom the doctor finally really spoke to her about the fact that you're legally blind, Kitty. You need to do some of the things your daughter's already done. You need to make some changes. And very soon they won't be able to do shots in her eyes or anything else to stop the progression because it will have progressed all the way it can. The shots that people get in their eyes are to slow down the progression. So she has earned herself probably years, 3 to 5 years of it being slower, but now it's just not slowing. It's just not slowing enough. And she will be at that place soon. So she has a magnifier that is similar to this with a yellow line straight across that you can put on a pattern to read or put on a chart to see. But look at this. First of all, it has a handle. It is a magnifier. Now, this is 1/2 inch marks. This is 1 inch marks. So if you're like me and you have a hard time reading gauge, isn't that cool? You can read your gauge because it's magnified, but it's still within the parameters of inch to, the inch thing is correct. Because, let me explain to you why I think this is so wonderfully cool. Okay. This is 1 inch, but it magnifies the stitches so that I can read them. You would think that this would need to be, that wouldn't necessarily work, but it totally does work. It does work. It's fabulous. I love it. It's on my little square of lifeness. So I have this small table that sits in my space. At some point, this couch will be gone, My sock table will be on the back wall, and I will possibly have a secondary table. But I keep one of those foam squares on the table with some of the basics. And because when I do gauge, it's easier for me to actually put the thing on the square and pin it down to figure it out. So I think that's all my cool stuff for this week, and progress in life. And what my mom is going through makes me incredibly sad. Partially because it's hitting her at a time in life where she's also coping with her age as a woman. And what people don't understand is this is not the hairstyle I want, but it is all one length, and I can blow it dry or I can let it air dry, and I know what it's going to look like. So when her reading eyesight is actually slightly worse than my reading eyesight. I'm legally blind because I only see a little tiny bit. She's legally blind because she sees less, but her reading sight is to that point of badness, of blindness, even with her glasses. And I know that I'm going to be there sooner than I think. So I wanted to get to a point where I could become accustomed to what I look like with this haircut. And it takes a while to see yourself in the mirror and to look and to see yourself in the mirror before you embed that in your subconscious. And it's just because what your brain will do at home, it will fill in more things in your vision than you can actually see. So when my eyesight is really bad and I look in the mirror in the morning and I'm trying to get ready, I will see myself, and my brain will see it a little bit better because it will fill some stuff in. So I wouldn't mind losing my sight all the way right now, because then I wouldn't have to see me or remember me with all the wrinkles. That was humor. Also, my wardrobe is now going to consist of my jeans, my leggings, and my khaki pants. Shoes that match all of them. So like black. Magnus, don't chew on that. Black, red, because I can see the red. I have a pair of purple shoes. And then tops that match all of the bottoms. So most of my tops are either denim, black. They're not white because that's really hard to wash and keep clean. And my khaki pants are not the tan khaki pants. They are like the green khaki pants. Because we don't always see or feel the dirt or the stains. And then my tops are mostly plain, no pattern. So they're either black, denim, a few reds, maybe a gray thrown in there. So it works with all the bottoms. The shoes are interchangeable. A few colored shoes, like I said, red and purple, so that's my pop. My high-powered readers are usually in a color, so I get a little pop there. I'll put in a pair of earrings and I'll wear it because they have a special closure on the back. See these? I even sleep in them, I bathe in them, shower in them, and I'll wear them for a year. And then I'll think, oh, I've worn these about a year, and I'll switch them out to a different pair. And Kitty was always a woman who curled her hair and did a lot of makeup, more eye makeup than I ever did. So it's a struggle for her now. And, you know, you can't be blind and going into the hairdresser and saying, color my hair. And then you don't really know if they got it right or if they got it wrong. And you're questionable about the cut. So she's growing her hair out into her natural salt and pepper. And then she's going to find one person and stick with that person and get a cut where she can use one of those curling hair dryers to style her hair. And then she's going to have to figure out how to tone down her makeup so she's happy with it. Because honestly, I wouldn't want my 70-something-year-old husband trying to do my makeup or style my hair. I mean, so we do things so we can accommodate for ourselves. And things can take us a lot longer. The speed of blindness is called slow. Slow. Back in the day, 20 years ago, if I'd tried to make this and had the confidence, because I had young woman no confidence, it would have taken me 2 or 3 days. Now it takes me a couple of weeks. But I've known my mom's been dealing with this, and I know it's been hard for her. And we can be very, very confident and competent in our own homes. However, going out to lunch with somebody to a restaurant you've never been with can just exhaust you to the point where you have nothing left for your family when you come home for the rest of the day. It is exhausting as I wander about my house and I have to pick something up on the floor because I just about tripped on it in the hallway. It's next to the wall. And as I'm coming up, I realize I'm right next to the wall that there's dog dirt spittle across the wall. Why doesn't somebody else in my house see that and wipe it off? They all want to live in a very clean house. Sadly, my house is not that clean, but it's tidy. So, pray for the change that Kitty's going through. Send her light, whatever you do. Have your thoughts and look with your heart first. I will be attaching at the end of this either Kitty and I together for a bit going over some of her stuff. I think she's done with her reader shawl. She has started something with the alpaca that we got from our aunt. And it's been really slow because her eyes have been changing so quickly over the last few months that she's getting a new prescription every 3 weeks just so she can try to clarify some of her distance vision. And that's exhausting. I mean, you know, when you're an older person and you get your new glasses that there's an adjustment period. She barely has that adjustment period before she needs something else. I just give her a lot of credit for getting through this period. And I can't believe all the stuff that she has continued to do for me and the kids, and for my stepdad and his family and everyone. She is strong, and hopefully we will have a little bit of fun at the end of this for you guys. Thank you. Look with your heart first. Okay, you've managed to wade through that whole entire thing to get to the Moggy Kitty portion. You gotta put this on. Oh, forgot. Here, I'll do it for you. And this is, and then I gotta put mine on because I took it off just to go get some knitting.
Oh, okay, we better start over.
No, we're not starting over.
Okay.
I've had enough of this today.
Okay.
So this is the Yarn Closet podcast. The October third quarter prizes were announced. I showed them earlier. And now my mom is here to show her stuff and talk about her fun life. Anybody notice anything right off the bat?
Do you just love my new hair color? This is not my hair color, people. You don't even want to see my hair color. Oh, okay. So this is a wig. See? Okay. This is funny. The first day I went to school and I had this. Okay, I went in to get my hair cut. She wasn't there, and so somebody else cut my hair. Not good. So I found out that they had switched this girl that I go to a different place. So I went to her place like 2 days later when I stopped sobbing.
Sobbing. She was sobbing.
We're not kidding you. It was, oh my God. It was uneven, and she cut it, real short. And she says, well, I see here that she's trying to help you grow your hair out so that we can see, that it'll all go white. Well, it didn't go white. So she's, and I got my glasses off, then I can see what she's doing. So I put my glasses on and I thought, oh my God. I look awful.
So if you've got black hair and you're growing it out to be salt and pepper, why wouldn't they dye some salt and pepper into your hair? She dyed like red and blonde. Just here, it was crazy.
Worse than that. Okay. We know how mothers and daughters are, and we can be blunt. So I didn't think I should even have Ed bring me over to show her in person. I thought maybe I'll just do it like FaceTime and let her see a picture of me. It was really bad. So, okay, a couple days later, 2 days later.
The upside is my mom has hair that grows faster than any person I have ever known.
A good inch a month. Yeah, so I can go in every 3 weeks and get a haircut if I have short hair. Okay, so I go in and I see the person who I normally go to at the different salon that they switched her over to. She's going like this and she's looking at my hair, and she said, I heard that you were having a bad time. And I said, yeah, does this look like me? It doesn't look like me. And can you at least square it up or something, so it's like the same all over? So I sit down and she says, yeah. We go through what this other girl did, and I said, but look at what's happening. Supposedly we're trying to get my hair to go like, and those of you who are not her age, this is not easy. When you stop coloring, it's not easy.
Mom, there are plenty of women my age who are doing that now. Both of Walt's sisters have gone gray, even the one younger than him.
Really?
Yeah, she looks really old.
So she says, okay, I'll cut this, and she said, you just want to get this done faster. And I said, yeah. I said, cut off parts that, are like too brown or something. So she says, okay. And she starts trimming away. Okay. Think of when your husband or your boyfriend goes in and gets a haircut very, very short, and you think, oh my God, your head's going to be cold. I better knit something for you real fast. My sides of my hair are like grayish whitish, but so short that they're like, I actually held my hair out to try to measure it. It's like this long. It is like not even an inch long on the sides. Okay. The back is salt and pepper.
Think Amy from Stranded Dye Works. She literally shaved her head at the beginning of the summer. And her hair is about as long as yours is now because she's been growing it out.
Oh,
she had some bad damage from color and stuff, and she just got sick of it. So she literally went to a barber.
And just shaved it off?
Shaved it.
Oh, that'd be a good idea. If you have to go through this, you might as well just bite the bullet. The top is white in places, and then it's platinum in places, but the ends and the top is maybe this long, maybe a couple inches, but it's got like this much of this coppery brownish orangey color.
Did you know that redheads don't gray?
No.
We just lose the pigment in our hair. There's a term for it. We don't actually gray, we just lose the pigment in our hair. That's why my hair got so much lighter in my 30s and why it doesn't always seem like I have gray, because it just loses its color.
Well, this is not good. So I ended up having to, then I came home and cried and cried and cried and ranted and raved and about had a nervous breakdown over this. And it's okay because I went out and got a wig. And I said to Ed, I am not going out of the house looking like this. This is bad enough just to go out to get a wig. I tried going to one play where people didn't know me, and I went and I said, oh, my hair actually looks real good, doesn't it, Ed? And he said, yeah. Well, how would he know? He wasn't even looking at me. So, he's been a husband. Oh, yes, it's lovely. So I got this wig. First time I saw Prue, she looked at me and with my real short hair, and she said, oh, Moggy, oh, it looks so nice. And I said, did your mommy tell you to say that? She said, no, she didn't. This is the truth, Laura. She looks right at me and she says, no, my mommy told me not to tell you that it looks so bad. So Connor comes over 2 days later, and he's in the kitchen watching me do something and staring at me. I said, Connor, do you want to say something? And he said, yeah, has Prue seen your hair yet? I said, yeah, she did. Why? He said, I just wanted to know. He said, because, I could talk to her about it. I said, great. But when he saw it on FaceTime with Laura, he looked at me and he said, this kid is so sweet. And he said, Grandma. He calls me Grandma. She calls me Moggy. Grandma, it doesn't matter what you look like. It matters what's in here in your heart. Isn't that sweet? Mm-hmm. So he has not seen the wig. So today, Ed dropped me off here, and Connor goes out to get in the car to go over to our house. And as he's walking out, he looked and he said, what the heck? And then he stopped and he said, if I could say hell right now, I'd say, what the hell? And I said, well, you just said it, so go ahead. And he said, what? And he's going like this, what the hell? How did your hair grow that fast? No kidding. He couldn't tell it was a wig. And a lot of people have said, oh, we love the color of your hair. Let's see, I got to fix it a little bit here. And I love the color of your hair. This is the best hair color on you. So when it grows out, this is what I'm going to have. Okay, so now, here's what. Ta-da! Lynette, okay. Are you watching? Are you watching, Lynette? I have to make sure I got this right. No, okay. Look at, I finished my rear shawl. Okay, first.
And you blocked it. Very good. That made a difference, didn't it?
Yeah. Because Laura said, are you going to steam this with your steam iron, or are you going to do something? And I said, yeah, when I get around to it. Okay, so.
See, and I think the width is right.
I do too.
Because you can get it up around the back of your neck.
In
where
Arizona,
you don't have any hair.
Where I don't have any hair.
And it still covers a good portion of your back. The one thing I think that would have been better is if you'd had one more skein. If it could have been just one more skein longer, because then the pockets would have been more down by your waist.
Yeah. Okay, look at the pocket. Guys, this is an old block that I made. When quilters are making quilts, they always make one block and then they say, oh, we don't like this color, we don't like
It's like their gauge swatch.
Yeah, and so I just took this, and isn't that funny how this color in here looked so nice? And so How about that? I have a cute little pocket. All I did was slip stitch it all the way around. Not easy to do, I'll tell you. That was not easy to do. Okay, so then,
Like needlework slip stitch, not crochet.
yeah. So we do it, and we try not to show the. Okay, so then but I wanted to put one on the back in the middle. So this is going to go on the back in the middle. And it's going to be adorable when it's on there. I'll tell you, it's going to be. This is another block. This is actually a work in progress. I was doing a quilt called Women of the Bible. This is the one that's called Eve. And they give you the patterns. They're all free online. And I've had this for about 3 years. I'm working on, I have a couple of these done. I don't know, I think there's like 50 or something. It's not going to happen in my lifetime, but maybe I'll just take the ones I do have and put them into a small, small thing.
I want another countertop size one like I have my coffee pot on.
All right. Tell me the colors. And anyway, so look at this. But this is what, I have. This block is the same colors as in the block that I've got that's a log cabin. And this is the same fabric as that one that matches so nicely down here and looks so nice. But look, it doesn't look nice when it's in here because it's got too much orange in it. So I just took a square that I had that was already cut and cut it a couple times. Then I pinned it on.
Yeah, so
that I can hand stitch. This is how, if I've got an old quilt and chunks of it go bad because it's over here and her dog eats it or something, or whatever. Then all you do is you just take a piece, but you don't cut it the same size because you've got to fold it down, and you can't fold it down just a 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch is our standard seam. So you always want to cut, if it's a triangle, you always want to cut it about a 1/2 inch bigger all the way around so that you have more space for folding under. And then you just set it right on top of the other piece like this. You set it on top and then just slip stitch around it. So now watch this. All right, Laura, when I stand up, I'm going to turn around and you just hold that.
Okay.
It's just enough to go down.
Watch out, don't pull the camera because you're attached, remember? Yep, they can see it.
Okay, it goes down on my back parts. It'll start right at the bottom.
Got it, Mom.
Okay.
It's perfect. They got it.
Okay, but it's going to go down this part just to warm this part of my back.
Wait, you're gonna do that?
Yes, that's
Oh my God.
Yes, that's how you do a Rita shawl, Lynette's pattern. You put it down so that it warms just that one part of your back. That's all you have to do. It'll work. I know it'll work. It's just going to be hard to get it on there. Okay. And the other thing I'm doing is, remember the alpaca? What was the name of the lady? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know. Laura will put a link on the back.
No, I will not. I don't do links.
Okay. So it was the Suri or something like that, alpaca.
That's why you need
Sister
to
Ruthie.
You bring the second. Did you roll all the balls together?
No, this is
Okay.
just one.
That's why you bring the other skein that still has the tag on it.
Oh, because actually, I know that she's so particular about this tag business that I saved a tag. Isn't that weird? Yep. Well, I don't know where I put it, but I saved it. Anyway, so this is that alpaca, and I started a scarf, and they said just use like 16. I have more than 16 on here. 16 would make just like about that much of a scarf.
Yeah.
So I made it more.
Yeah.
And then when you block it, it'll be more.
And are you doing what, 1 by 1 ribbing?
It's seed stitch.
No, it's not. It's 1 by 1 ribbing.
No.
Mom,
Well,
you've
it
got
might
a
be
row.
called-
You've got a row of knit stitches, a row of purl stitches, a row of knit stitches, a row of purl stitches. This is 1 by 1 ribbing. Seed stitch, those knits and purls are alternated.
Oh, that's right. That's what I was going to do. Then I did this instead because that wasn't working out because I couldn't remember what was I on. Was I on this knit? Was I on the purl? I don't know. You know, because there's been a lot of good shows coming back on right now on TV, and we like to watch them.
Yeah.
Late at night when we get home from our whirlwind of activities that we go to. Well, that's everything I have to say.
So what you missed earlier is I've been trying to find different things online that are blind friendly for helping us with our knitting. And like Christy Glass did a thing with Katrinkles, and she does a lot of wooden.
Katrinkles?
Yeah, that's the name of her business.
Cute.
They do a lot of wooden. Let me just Katrinkle this a little bit more. They do wooden tools for knitters, like wooden gauge rulers and stuff like that. So I contacted her. I'm sure her business has just skyrocketed since that. And we were talking about how could you make it more blind friendly. And so I was giving her suggestions. I'm going to try and see if she would come up with some stuff. But that's going to take a while. I happened upon this other knitchats.com. They do reviews of knitting things. This is for you. Do you know what this is? It's a magnifier, but it's a ruler. So these are 1 inches and these are 1/2 inches. So if you need to read the gauge of something, you can just set it right on top.
You come
But
up
there's
with
a
the
handle.
best stuff.
But there's a handle. Because remember I gave you another one of these with the
Yes,
yellow line?
Actually, I carry that one.
Yeah. So here's another one.
Oh, I love this. Thank you.
Yep.
This is my birthday present.
Oh, whatever. They know it was just my birthday because this is October.
Oh, yeah. She's old now, old. She got me one of these. Remember when I whined about this because I wanted one? Well, you got me one of these. Okay, this tells you how handy this stuff is.
She carries it in her purse.
This is too funny.
I know.
So, in our living room, and
There's braille on the back.
isn't that funny? So, in our living room and dining room, we took our curtains down, and they were red, and they kind of darkened the room, and I don't have any direct light in my house at all. So I said, I'm going to go with shears, but I'm going to go up to the ceiling because we also have low ceilings in Arizona. Okay, so Ed says, this has been at least 2 weeks now. And I keep thinking, oh, he'll get around to it. So we got everything, and it's been sitting there. And so the other day he said, I think I should hire somebody to come over and put these up, $100 or something. And I said, what's the problem with it? Because they're not that hard. You've always done it. And he said, the problem is, I never get them level. I never get them straight. Funny. Look at this, you guys. Can you see the little marks on here?
Mom, it's a ruler.
This is so cool. No, the marks I put on it.
Oh.
There, and then this one is the second mark. So I put it up to the ceiling, and I said, okay, exactly I said, put the first hole here, the second one at the 3 mark. And he said, mark it. I stood on the little stool and marked it, went over, did all the marks, and he's like that. In 5 minutes, he was done with 1 whole window, and he got 1 out of 3
Did he
brackets.
put anchors in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, better anchors, better screws that fit better. So this dining room, he still isn't done. He only has 1 out of 3 done. He was going to do them this morning, but then his blood pressure was up, and
Yeah, I told him.
Yeah, so then we had to take him in, and anyway.
So
but
how
that's
many
why
magnifiers do you have in your purse? I want to show them this because I talked a little bit about it. So she's got this magnifier, which you can put around your neck, but you can also stand it up. And do you know that the light is actually on?
Well, you have to be careful because if I bump it, the light goes on.
So there's
But
a light, but it's also got a stand and it's got lights. So she's got that magnifier. She's got this gargantuan thing. She's got the other magnifier like this in her purse. She's probably got 3 pairs of glasses, right? I've been trying to explain to them what this whole blindness is because a lady at school has been talking to me a lot about it.
With the yellow line.
And she's like, but you seem just fine, and you greet people in the hallway. And I said, but I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
We do a lot of this just to make the rest of you feel comfortable. We walk by people in the hallway and we smile. Hell, I don't know if they're looking at me.
Yeah. I know. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. So tonight we're going out again tonight, people. Okay. So
they know because I said I showed them the sweater. I showed them the sweater.
She's going to be adorable.
Yeah.
Everybody loves this kid. They crack up over the stuff that she does because we do podcasts of stuff, not podcasts, Facebook things of her. Posts. Anyway, and she goes over to Gaslight, and she's got the owner wrapped around her little finger. And so one day we had her at another theater, and she was eating a bag of M&Ms. And I said, Laura, Prue, I said, so why are you eating M&Ms? And she looks up real funny, and she says, I said, tell Tony. And she says, because, Tony, they don't have free popcorn here. And she gives him one of these. Oh my God, he thought it was so funny. We posted that, and he said, anytime that you want to go any place and you want popcorn to take along, stop in and to the office. He said they'll go get you a bag of free popcorn to take. She could do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Then she goes to Gaslight with us one night, and she says to the server, and can I just have some cherries in my 7-Up? And so they brought her a wine goblet half full of cherries, probably a whole bottle of, that we would buy. So we took a picture of it, and I had to send it to Tony privately so that it wasn't on the Facebook, and that every other kid would then say, hey, can I have a bowl of cherries? Can I have a...
Right.
But, yeah. So she's going to go tonight. She's sitting in the front seat. This is
front row.
Front row. So this is the first time I'm going that I will be sitting there and wearing this wig. I wore it the other night, but I wasn't in the front row. But so, and they all know us, and so this is going to be funny to see the reaction. But
are you still getting headaches from it being tight?
No, because I found out that you can adjust the tension on it underneath. There's like bra strap things.
Oh, who knew?
Who knew? And I learned how you wash it. You shampoo it and you condition it, and then you hang it upside down in your shower and it dries. You just shake it like that. Good to go.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was really handy today when I said, you know what? Let's go right now. Let's just get dressed. Let's go right now. And I thought, oh my God, I went in and I was getting dressed and I looked in the mirror and at myself and I thought, thank God I got a wig. Pop that baby on. Because I'm looking ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what else do we have to talk about?
That's it. I already talked for 45 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Lynette, I actually did it. And now, believe it or not, Lynette, what did you say? Now I have to learn to crochet? I'm going to learn to crochet, Laura.
Lovely. I'm not teaching her.
I think I'm going to watch some podcasts.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or just YouTube tutorials. All
Yeah.
right. Bye, guys, for the second time.
Goodbye.
Look with your heart first.
Love you.